What's up, concert addicts? Johnny Kinsvater here with Concert Addiction, talking Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park. Except we're not really talking about Linkin Park at all, obviously, though I'm going to, being one of my favorite groups of all time. Mike Shinoda, a vocalist from Linkin Park, announced his first batch of solo headline dates. He's doing 22 dates in North America later this year, kicking off in October, going through November. An artist announcing a tour isn't really news, but this specific one is news. And even though it's not news, I still try to make videos every time they do, because to me it's news. Anyways, the reason why I feel this is more special is because this is his first tour, I believe, apart from Linkin Park. And as for Linkin Park, we don't really know what's happening there. I'm guessing from this announcement that they're done, at least for now. I don't know that we ever actually got confirmation for that. That's something I should have looked up before I started recording this video, and I'm fully aware of that, even though I know if anybody watches this, they're going to tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I know they had a big celebration of life for Chester Bennington, where Linkin Park performed along with a bunch of other artists at the end of last year. The late singer, who obviously took his own life last year, tragically, that was a big death that hit me at a personal level because of how personal I was to Linkin Park's music. That was a big coping mechanism for me. I loved their sound, I loved their themes, I loved everything they were about, so that kind of rocked me along with the whole world. But we were all left wondering after the tragedy if they were going to carry on or not. And they never, as far as my knowledge, confirmed or denied it. But from what I'm aware, Mike Shinoda is the only one that's actually doing anything outside of Linkin Park. I haven't heard anything from any of the other artists, and that was quite a big group. Nonetheless, he did announce, and actually I think it's already out for release, his debut solo LP called Post Traumatic, which I have heard a couple of songs from, and it's actually pretty good, and his name alone is going to sell tickets, so I don't think he has anything to worry about. The big thing to talk about with this tour, though, is what's up with Linkin Park. Obviously, if they were to replace Chester Bennington, that might rub some people the wrong way. At least right now, even though that has worked in the past. I mean, Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots still carry on, and they're actually coming back into the forefront. They're becoming pretty popular bands again with their new singers. I'm not sure if that transition would be as easy for Linkin Park, but I think they could do it. Nonetheless, kudos to Mike Shinoda for going out and trying his own thing. I guess we'll see how this goes, and if it's successful, that might play a factor into the future of Linkin Park. We really don't know, and of course, even if they're not done, they can take as long of a fucking break as they need to. I don't think anybody's going to care. I was pretty bummed out. I had tickets to see them at the Pepsi Center last year, but I was not mad at all that they didn't find a new singer and get back on the road. I saw some people online that were, and I thought that was just ridiculous. I will, however, be going to this because Mike Shinoda, even though he might not even play any Linkin Park tunes, I can't imagine he would, because that wouldn't really be right to me without the group, but he could. He'll probably just do his own stuff, though, maybe some covers and things like that. But I will go to this show because I am a fan of Linkin Park. The same reason why I went to see 6 a.m. for the first time, and then I ended up loving them because Motley Crue is my favorite band of all time. Nikki Sixx went off to another group, and I went just because it was Nikki Sixx and because I love Motley Crue so much. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be doing the same thing with this, although they will be bummed when they get there and realize that it's not a Linkin Park show, because that does happen too. A lot of people, there was a famous quote from Nikki Sixx where he got mad, or not a quote, but like an interview, he was mad that people went to see him and he didn't play Motley Crue songs, but that's because he built 6 a.m. big enough up as a brand that they didn't have to do that. I saw Doyle, however, from Misfits, and he did work a couple of Misfits songs into his set because he figured that's why people were going to see him, was because he was from the Misfits, because his solo music hasn't been as successful. And I don't know if any of the Shinoda stuff has gotten any radio play or anything like that, so I don't know that it's fair to judge if it's the Linkin Park name that's going to be bringing people in or if it's going to be his talent. We'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, I know that dude can put on a show, and so it's going to be a fun time for sure, and you know he's going to honor Chester Bennington at these events. At least I think he will. We'll see. Nonetheless, Mike Shinoda announced 22 North American dates for later this year. It's going to kick off October 10th in Montreal, another date in Canada, and then the remaining 20 are going to be in the United States through October and into November, hitting Denver, Orlando, Tampa, Las Vegas, LA, all the big cities, Salt Lake City, before coming to an end in Maryland on November 17th. So he's going to be busy for the next couple months, and the way that I look at this is it's an experiment, and I guess we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited for it nonetheless, so make sure to check out Mike Shinoda on the road. I'll put a link in the description below to more information about tour dates and ticket information and stuff like that. That'll do it for my thoughts on that. Now let me do my plugs. Facebook.com/concertaddiction and concertaddiction.com. Never miss anything going on in the world of live music. We have a pretty big community, or not a pretty big, but a pretty solid community, I will say, on our Facebook page where we talk about all things live music. And the website, we try to post as many articles as we can. Also, Concert Addiction will be hosting a panel at the Fort Collins Comic-Con. Comic books and rock and roll. We're going to be talking about the influence of comic books on rock and roll and vice versa. We're going to be doing a history of crossovers, and we're also going to honor the big sweaty man, John Schnepp, because he was a pretty key player in both worlds. So make sure to check that out if you're in the Fort Collins area, and go on our Facebook page to enter to win tickets to that event. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to click subscribe and like this video if you liked it. If not, dislike it. I won't be mad. Just tell me why in the comments and be nice. Just kidding. I know you don't do that. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with some more news videos coming up shortly.